students, welcome to yet another session of my class. We are discussing Animal Farm by George Orwell. Let us continue the summary of Animal Farm. In the last class, we already discussed about the first part of the summary. Today, we are going to discuss the rest of the summary. That is the second part of the summary. As time goes by, pigs increase their control over the animals and award themselves increasing privileges. Yes, as time goes by, that is, time passes, pigs increase their control over the animals. That I already told you in the first part that pigs are the most intellectual animals in that farm. So they increased their control over the animals and award themselves increasing privileges. That means they exercised power over other animals in the farm. They quell the animals' questions. That means they try to suppress the feelings and the questions or the curiosity of other animals because they are the powerful animals in that farm. So they quell the animals' questions and protest by threatening. These pigs, they always protest other animals by threatening Mr. Jones will return. During this time, Napoleon also confiscates 9 newborn puppies and secludes them in a loft in order to educate them. Yes, at that time, Napoleon also confiscates. Confiscates in the sense means took forcefully. That is, Napoleon took forcefully 9 newborn puppies and secludes, that is, isolate them in a corner, in a secluded place, that is, isolate them in a loft in order to educate them. Napoleon wanted security, so he took forcefully these 9 newborn puppies and isolated them in a particular area, that is, them in a loft, in order to train them or educate them to become his own. He wants security, so he took these newborn puppies as his own securities. That's why he secluded them in a particular area to educate or to train these 9 newborn puppies. By late summer, snowballs and Napoleon's pigeon messengers have spread news of the rebellion across half of England. Yes, by late summer, Snowball and Napoleon's, these two animals, their pigeon messengers have spread news of the rebellion across half of England. That is, what was the news? That they defeated Mr. Jones and took over the control of the farm. That was the news. And these pigeon messengers, they have spread news of the rebellion against their human master, and captured the power of the manor farm. So they spread the news of the rebellion across half of England. Animals on other farms have begun lashing out against their human masters and singing the revolutionary song Bees of England. Yes, animals on other farms. There are some other neighboring farms I already mentioned in the introductory part. And animals on that farms, they heard about this rebellion, and they also started to rebel against their human masters and singing the revolutionary song Bees of England. Jones and other farmers tried to recapture Animal Farm but failed. Yes, Mr. Jones, that is the master of this manor farm, he and other farmers tried to recapture the power of the Animal Farm but failed. The animals celebrate their victory. These animals, that is Napoleon, Snowball and other animals in the animal farm, they celebrate their victory in what they call the Battle of the Cowshed. That may be a one mark question. That is the name of the victory. The animals celebrate their victory in what they call, and they call it as the Battle of Cowshed. The animals agreed to let the pigs make all the resolutions because these pigs are considered as the most powerful and intelligent animals in that farm. So the animals agree, all other animals agree to let the pigs make all the important decisions, resolutions, etc. And Snowball and Napoleon continued to be at odds and eventually clash over the windmill. Yes, at last, the Snowball and Napoleon, there may be a clash or in between the Snowball and Napoleon. Yes, there may be a clash happened. The reason is this Snowball wants to build a windmill in order to shorten the work week and provide the farm electricity. Snowball wants to build a windmill in that farm in order to shorten the work week and provide electricity to the farm. But Napoleon opposes to Snowball's idea of constructing a windmill in the farm. That was the clash between Snowball and Napoleon. Napoleon summons nine fierce dogs. Who this nine fierce dog means those nine newborn puppies he secluded or isolated in a place for in order to educate those puppies, and he considers these nine puppies as his force or securities. So Napoleon summons those nine fierce dogs, the nine puppies he trained to run Snowball off the farm. As a result of the clash between this Snowball and Napoleon, this Napoleon called those nine fierce dogs to run Snowball away from the farm. Napoleon announces that Sunday meetings will cease and the pigs will make all the decisions in the animal's best interest. And then, soon after, Napoleon announces that all Sunday meetings will cease. Yes, that Sunday meetings will cease and the pigs will take all the important decisions according to the animal's best interest or their benefit, etc. For their benefit or to protect their interest, it is the control handover to whom pigs. Napoleon announces that Sunday meetings will cease and that the pigs will make all the decisions in the animal's best interest. At this point, Boxer takes on his own personal maxims. Yes, at that point, Boxer, another animal in this particular farm, and he takes on his own personal maxims. What was the maxim? I will work harder, and Napoleon is always right. That was his belief. Boxer, yes, he takes his own personal maxim. That is, I will work harder, and Napoleon is always right. In the spring, Napoleon announces plans to build the windmill, claiming that it was his idea all along, rewriting history. Yes, after some time, during the springtime, Napoleon announces plans to build windmill, claiming that it was his idea all along. Actually, in the previous part, we so that there was a clash happened between Napoleon and Snowball, and the reason was on building windmill. Actually, this idea was put forward by Snowball, and here this Napoleon forcefully, that is, expelled this Snowball from that manor animal farm, and now this Napoleon announces plans to build windmill and claiming that it was purely his own idea and he was going to rewrite history. Building the windmill forces the animals to work harder and on Sundays. Yes, the work of windmill was started, and building the windmill forces the animals to work harder and on Sundays. Shortages begin to occur. So Napoleon opens up trade with the human world. As a result of their work or something like that, shortages, because in the case of food and other basic needs, shortages begin to occur, and so Napoleon begins a trade with the human world. Through Squealer, another animal, he lies that no resolutions against interaction with the humans or the use of money had ever been passed. Yes, with the help of another animal, Squealer, he tried to lie, or he tried to believe other animals, that he lies that no resolutions or no decisions against interaction with humans or the use of money had ever been passed. That is, in the first part itself we saw that yes, Snowball and other animals, they passed seven commandments for the betterment or the for the better life of these animals in that particular farm. And now, with the help of Sculler and another animal, Napoleon, lies that no resolutions against the interaction with the humans or the use of money had ever been passed. Yes, at that time, we saw one resolution that four legs are good and two are enemies. But here, with the help of this Sculler, he lies that no resolution, no decisions against interaction with the humans or the use of money had ever been passed. And he tried to make a tie up with the human world. That means he opens up trade with the human world. Actually, this was against their resolution or their decisions. And Napoleon enlists Wimper to be his intermediary, and the pigs move into the farmhouse. Yes, Napoleon enlists Wimper, another animal, to be his intermediary, and the pigs move into the farmhouse. Keeler assures the animals that there is no resolution against this, but Clover and Muriel discover that one of the resolutions has been changed too. Yes. And Sculler again assures other animals that there is no resolution against this, but Clover and Muriel, they discover that one of the resolutions has been changed to no animal shall sleep in a bed with the sheets. The resolution was that no animal shall sleep in a bed. Now it is changed to no animal shall sleep in a bed with the sheets. That Clover and Muriel discovers that one of the resolutions, that is one of the seven commandments, and the original one was no animal shall sleep in a bed, and now it is changed to no animal shall sleep in a bed with the sheets. That means they can sleep in bed. Sculler convinces her that there was never a resolution against beds at all. Now, this Sculler convinces this Clover and Muriel, or convinces her that there was never a resolution against beds at all. That means animals can sleep in bed. It is not a problem. There was not such a resolution against beds. That means slowly things has changed in the animal farm. Some animals, yes, dominate over the other. They changed the existing laws, or they try to exercise their power over other smaller animals in the farm. And one night strong winds shake the farm, and the animals awake to discover the windmill destroyed. Yes, one night there was a strong wind and it shook the farm, or strong winds shake the farm, and the animals awake. All animals awake to discover that the windmill was totally destroyed. Napoleon blames Snowball. For this reason, Napoleon blames Snowball and sentences the expelled pig to death. Yes, Napoleon already expelled this Snowball from the animal farm because of the clash that has happened between Napoleon and Snowball on the basis of the windmill production, or the building of windmill. But here, the destruction of windmill, it was, yes, Napoleon blamed Snowball as a person who destroyed this windmill. He blamed Snowball, and all other animals believed that yes, it was Snowball, one who destroyed the windmill. So Napoleon blames Snowball, and he sentenced the expelled pig. That means expelled means one who forcefully rejected from the place. This Snowball was actually rejected, or yes, forcefully rejected from that place with the help of his securities, those nine puppies. So here he sentenced the expelled pig to death. In the winter, as conditions become worse on Animal Farm, Napoleon deceives the human world into thinking Animal Farm is prospering. Yes, as time passes, that is in one winter season as conditions become more worse on animal farm. But Napoleon deceives the human world. He cheats or deceives the human world into thinking that all human masters or human world, they think that the animal farm is in a high position or is prospering, and he deceives the human world into thinking that animal farm is prospering. He signs a contract for a quota of 400 eggs per week, inciting a hen rebellion that results in several deaths. Yes, this Napoleon signs a contract for a quota of 400 eggs per week, and inciting means claiming or encouraging a hen rebellion, and all that results in several deaths. Around the same time, Napoleon begins negotiating with the Frederick and Pilkington. Yes, at the same time, Napoleon begins to negotiate with the masters of the neighboring farms, that is Frederick and Pilkington, to sell animal farm store of timber. Timber means wood used for building purpose, etc. So he begins to negotiate with other human masters of the neighboring animal farms, that is Frederick and Pilkington, to sell animal farm store of timber. He also spreads propaganda against Snowball. That means at this particular time, Napoleon considers Snowball as his enemy. So he also spreads propaganda against Snowball, claiming that the Snowball was always a spy and a collaborator, while Napoleon was the true hero of the Battle of the Cowshed. He is trying to spread false news against others, and he considers the Snowball as a spy and a collaborator, and he considers himself as the true hero of the Battle of the Cowshed, and Schuyler warns against Snowball's secret agents. 4 days later, Napoleon holds an assembly in which he makes several animals confess to treachery and then has the dogs execute them. After 4 days, he holds an assembly in which he makes several animals to confess for treachery, and then with the help of his dogs he tried to execute those animals in the farm. The dogs try to get Boxer to confess. Yes, the dogs trying hard to get Boxer to confess his treachery, but leave him alone when they cannot overpower him. Afterwards, Clover and some other animals huddled together on a hill. Huddle in the sense means they are gathering together or coming together on a hill overlooking the farm. That is, Clover and some other animals, they gathered together on a hill overlooking on the farm, and they reminisce. They think about animalism's ideals and consider how much they differ from the violence and terror of Napoleon's reign. They realized that they realize the violence and terror of Napoleon's reign, and they reminisce or they think and they remember or they think about animalism's ideals, and consider how much they differ. That means these poor animals, they differ from how much they differ from the violence and terror of Napoleon's reign, and they sing again that anthem, that is Beast of England. But Schuyler informs them that the song is useless now, that the rebellion is completed, and that it is now, this song is now forbidden in Animal Farm, because the rebellion is completed and Napoleon took over all the power, and now this song is forbidden in Animal Farm. And the new anthem begins with the lyrics, that is, Animal Farm, never through me shalt thou come to harm. Yes, and new anthem begins with the lyrics, and the new anthem is, the lines is here, the lyrics is here, that is, Animal Farm, never through me shalt thou come to harm. That means everything is now under the control of Napoleon and his violence and terror. And some of the animals, that is Clover and some other animals, they try to realize the violence and terror of this Napoleon's reign. I think all of you understand the second part of the summary, and write a note on the second part of the summary and send back to me. That is the homework for you. Please write your homework and send back to me. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you again, and we will continue the rest of the part in the next session, next class. See you again.